Welcome to Huntin Camp. We are trying to capture what hunting camp is in this new series, where we have recruited 9 of some of the best DIY kind of guys around the country. And we're going to Indiana to see how they do on public land with never stepping foot on this place before. And we're gonna catalog the whole process of how these guys break down this public land, how they pick the spots they're gonna hunt, how they use their gear, and then they're gonna self-film everything.
I just smoked the biggest buck of my life.
Welcome to Huntin Camp. Huntin Camp is part of our Tagged Out Tour series. So 2 years ago, we started the Tagged Out Tour, what we call dirt bagging. And that was a bunch of young kids, 19 years old. The first year we put them on the struggle bus and they went all around the country and Tethrd paid for everything. Well, a bunch of older guys, older than 19, who had jobs and had families and had responsibilities, they wanted to do it, but they said, we can't do 100 days in a bus. And we got our heads together and we said, well, okay, maybe we can't do that, but we could do a week. So that's what we're doing. We are trying to capture what hunting camp is in this new series, where we have recruited 9 of some of the best DIY kind of guys around the country. We got them all together in one place, and we're going to Indiana to see how they do on public land with never stepping foot on this place before. And we're gonna catalog the whole process of how these guys break down this public land, how they pick the spots they're gonna hunt, how they use their gear, and then they're gonna self-film everything. So this is gonna be super exciting. I've been looking forward to this for a year, and I can't wait to get it started.
My name is Clayton Bond. I'm from Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I am 36 years old.
My name is Wade Childs. I'm 35. I am from West Michigan.
So my name is Jonathan Moreland. I'm 36 years old and I'm from Dumas, Arkansas.
Tyler Wasserbauer, I'm 33, I'm from Burlington, Vermont.
Lucas Psycho, 34, North Dakota.
I'm Fred Hill, 33 years of age, 34 next week. I now live in Manhattan, Tennessee.
My name is Dustin Mall. I'm 36. I'm from Dilworth, Minnesota.
My name is Rendell Eric. I'm 39 years old, but I live in Iowa right now for the last 13 years.
So I'm Justin Osterbahn. I am 38 years old. I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The way we pick teams is a cap and shoot off. I don't know who's gonna win, but I feel pretty confident that I got this one in the bag. 1 arrow, cold, no practice. Grab your bow, 1 arrow, 50 yards, closest to the pin wins, and you get to pick the first team. We'll see who wins. I'm first. Stay there, stay there. Ernie goes second. Ed goes last.
Now they just got my arrow. 49.5.
Okay.
I'm calling it 50.
Last I saw it looked good.
It looks really good, actually. We got the measuring tape.
Suck it!
Get out of here, you dumbass.
Those cheating things.
Cheating, baby. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Ooh.
Yes! All right, Carl. Good luck, buddy. I really hope you hit the trailer.
I still don't feel bad about that at 50.
I really hope you hit the trailer.
He's got to go on his knees. Into the black. Oh, he's more comfortable
He's
there.
used to being on his knees. He hit the target!
Yeah! Right in the kneecap!
Woo! Way to go, Carl! Good shooting, buddy.
Blew his ACL out.
Another really cool aspect of this is we've got camera guys, but they're not really camera guys. They're hunters who know how to run a camera. So we got Jared Schaefer, the Ginger Ninja. We got Rob Mendoza, new guy here at Tethrd. And then we've got Caden Starnes, who was originally an intern, and now he's running camera for us too. But they're also part of the team because their points, we might even wager the cameraman guy points into the team. We haven't figured that part out yet. But they matter because they're in charge of, they're gonna help, they're gonna scout, they're gonna do everything. So they really are part of the team. So we made them do the same kind of shoot off, and they got to pick their team. 1 arrow, cold, no warm up, 50 yards, and this is how it turned out.
Oh!
horrible.
Might not be the right pin.
Did you shoot the wrong pin?
I might have shot the wrong pin.
All you gotta do is hit the target.
He's way low. He's like 3 feet low.
He almost
Mess it up, Jared.
Oh, way out there. He's in the black target. Oh yeah, he's in the black target.
Shot on the deer, I think.
Way low.
But he
dropped right. He dropped right into it.
Caden's gotta go.
Yeah, he dropped right into it.
Right into it. Smoked him.
Just hit phone, Caden.
Y'all missed?
I got a case.
I hit the target, but I didn't hit the dot.
I was surprised. 6.5.
Me too.
I didn't expect your shot to be that good.
Yeah. Cold-blooded, I can tell. Caden, the door is wide open. Wide open.
Oh!
Got it!
Y'all are done.
Shoot for some.
I'm on the
Rob
Hey, I'm
Sauce.
second, so.
I get the pick, right?
Yeah. You get the pick.
Okay, I'm going with Greg's team.
Greg's
Oh.
team. Good.
I want to be on the cheating team.
Good choice, baby.
Winners.
Yeah, the winners.
I'm going Carl's team.
Carl's team.
Sweet.
There we go.
We'll hold it down.
Go first. All right, my team. I've got Osterbahn. Where you at? Right here. Wade.
Yes, sir.
Right there. Mr. Jonathan Moreland.
So two longbow guys and two Michiganders.
Yep.
This is going to be interesting.
Nice.
So the name of our team is Team 2 Hundo. That's the number 2, Hundo. Well, they're all killers, but they've all got their own special little skill set they bring to the table. Wade Childs, he's probably the one I know the least, but I know he's a pretty efficient killer for Michigan.
I've been bow hunting my whole life. My dad had me shooting a bow when I was 17 months old in my driveway. Pretty much been a bow hunter ever since.
Justin Osterbahn, anybody that can kill a nice buck wearing a full head-to-toe blue onesie, he's on my team for sure. That guy, he's a killer.
Been hunting on and off since I was in high school. Went with buddies back in high school and a little bit after, but didn't really get serious until 8-9 years ago. I just like being outdoors, and then it's kind of a goal type situation, just something to strive for and achieve.
And then I have Jonathan Moreland. Jonathan Moreland really needs no introduction, especially from the traditional world. It's cool because he shoots a trad bow like me. He is the current Arkansas state record holder for buck with a traditional bow, so like a 180 plus.
I've been hunting my whole life, ever since I was 6-7 years old probably. My dad got me into hunting. I'm extremely blessed to have a dad that I've got now that got me and my brother into hunting. And if it wouldn't been for him, I probably wouldn't be hunting now. I fell in love with it. Pretty much built my life around hunting.
So yeah, that's my team. I feel like I'm pretty stacked. I think we're gonna do well. And I got Mr. Jared Schaefer, my cameraman, who is also a very well-known killer. He's basically done all the pre-scouting for us, so it's pretty much a done deal.
Ernie, who you got?
I got Clayton,
Let's go.
Tyler, and Rendell. All right, so we are Venison Vendetta. I know at least Clayton and I are looking forward to making some heart tacos, so it's meat on the ground time. Man, it's hard because there is just so many good guys here. There's a bunch of things that I can learn from all of them. One, I wanted to get Tyler because he and I are working on an engineering project together, so that's going to be cool.
How did you get into hunting?
Family, hunting with my father.
How long have you been hunting?
Since I was 8.
What made you stick with hunting throughout the years?
Just the addiction of learning new things mainly.
I've always been a big fan of Rendell Eric, and Clayton's just, it's hard to not choose good guys with anybody in this whole group.
I picked up a bow that was given to me. I didn't grow up in a hunting family. I started shooting it. I loved shooting it. And then I killed a deer with it. And ever since that first deer, I have been just 100% hooked. I love the challenge of it. I love the chase. I love watching animals, being out in nature, and just getting absolutely educated every time that I go, and learning something new, seeing a different experience on every trip that I go on. Just keeps me coming back wanting more.
Well, when you suck at hunting and don't know anything, it's really hard at first because, I don't know, it's just like crazy challenging. You make a lot of errors and stuff, but I think just being out of the city, like the concrete jungle, just being outside in nature, no people. I'm not a big person fan. If you you couldn't tell. But yeah, I just love being out there and just the thrill of the chase. And when all that years of hard work and dedication come together, it's just a feeling that you can't get anywhere else.
So my team, the winning team for the first season of Huntin Camp, is Team 50-50. And we're calling it Team 50-50 because we got 2 Southern boys and we got 2 Northerners, so 50-50. We got Psycho, Lucas Psycho from North Dakota.
My dad invited me out after the first couple of years he started archery hunting. It was just one of those things, listening to all of his stories, coming back from the field, just drew my attention, and finally I just, hey, can I come along? And he took me out, and our first sit was unbelievable. Just on the ground, everything in our face, it was amazing. So hooked me from the get-go. Probably just the challenge of it. I'm a pretty competitive guy, and not so much that I'm competing with everybody else, but you know, just like battling your own challenges each and every time you go out there. You're learning something constantly, and you know, I think it's just that, and then just being outdoors. When the plan comes together, you know, it's really cool. You know, I put in a lot of work throughout the year, and you know, 24/7, 365, doing this thing for, you know, 20-some years. It just grows on you, grows on you, grows on you.
And we've got Dustin Mall from Minnesota.
Oh, I started bow hunting probably when I was 14. I got a bow for Christmas. I had a lot of influences. It's probably a combination of my dad and my stepdad. I started out waterfowl hunting, and then my stepdad was probably a little bit more of a driving force on the archery hunting. It's a challenge, really, I guess.
And then we got me from South Georgia. And then we got the ghost himself, Mr. Fred Hill, from Tennessee by way of Arkansas.
I've been hunting pretty much my entire life. It's pretty much a family thing. It's what I grew up doing just about my entire life. Your mama, your daddy, your aunts, your uncles, your grandma, your preacher, everybody in South Arkansas hunts, regardless if you like it or not. Like I said, I'm 33. Been doing it the majority of my entire life, and it's just what I enjoy now today.
So a couple of Southern boys, a couple of Northern boys. We get the best of both worlds, so we're Team 50-50, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna go. Where are we going, Ernie?
Going to Indiana.
Going to Southern Indiana.
Right on. I think so, yeah.
So my team, Fred, Dustin, and Luke, I have already put several cheats in place. So we are better than everyone else, trust me. To quote old Ernie Power, nobody outgives Tethrd, right? So we love to be generous. Like the kids that came and did the dirt bagging tour, man, we loaded them up with gear, and you know, we don't want to be any different with these guys. So everybody that's doing hunting camp, they all got hooked up. Saddles, packs, sticks, accessories, you name it. If you need it in the woods, we hooked them up.
All right, guys, so we're gonna get out there and kill some stuff, but you can't do it unequipped. So there's a full setup for each guy in here. They're all labeled. And now we got the afternoon to kind of get everything set up and get ready, and you know, get your packs the way you like them and whatever else. But there's a full set of equipment for each one of y'all, so dive in.
Yeah. You're gonna notice the saddle. You've never seen it before.
This is brand new. This is not publicly available.
Yes, this is our new. This is our new everyman saddle. This is called the Workhorse, and it's gonna be coming out next year. It's gonna be a very budget-friendly kit, but it's very feature-rich. And you guys are the very first one.
I want you to help fit this. What you think, Clayton?
They're brand new.
Pretty excited. Got a lot of good stuff here. Excited to try out this guy.
But he made changes to make it better.
I think this saddle's going to be really comfortable.
I started saddle hunting back in 2017, 2018. Just the ability to go places that I wouldn't go otherwise, throw a relatively small, light pack on my back and just go.
Yeah, I think I've been in the saddle about 7 times, so I'm new to it. Got some buddies that have hunted and said it's a pretty good tool, and I always like to try new things, so I thought I'd check it out this year.
I've been saddle hunting for the last 7-8 years. Read the John Eberhart books when I was actually getting serious into hunting, and he mentioned saddles in there, and I can just go wherever I want to set up on sign, and I find some of my best hunts are while I'm out there scouting, and then I can just set up on fresh sign. So just having that flexibility is awesome.
Strategy is, in all seriousness, is going to be go with what I know. And I know that me and Jared in particular, we're used to this type of terrain.
First things first, driving around, checking parking lot pressure, boot tracks and trails and trailheads. And then I'm not afraid to walk farther than anybody, and I'm also not afraid to let people walk past me. I did the same thing last year in Iowa. Everybody was bombing to the back, bombing to the back. I would watch guys come in with headlamps from the opposite sides of the ridges. I'm a mile deep, they're a mile deep, and I actually killed my buck about 150 yards from the parking lot. So
I'm definitely going to cover a lot of ground. That's my style. I've already kind of been looking at the weather patterns. So, I mean, if you guys were looking at it earlier, it's going to be hot for a few days. I'm going to take those hot days and really cover some ground, try to find some fresh sign, and then save my hunting days for when it kind of cools down. It's going to get right.
We're doing e-scouting right away, but it's going to be a lot of boots on ground in-season scouting. It'll be nice to have a team so we can kind of bounce things off of each other, but it's the rut, anything could happen, so time in the saddle, find a good intersection, good pinch point.
My strategy is creative access. That's always paid off well for me in the past. So I brought my boat. The place where we're going turns out to be close to a lake. So I've obviously never been here before, but the plan is to get there and do some scouting around the lake and see if there's some creative access that I can use with my boat.
We're gonna use water, the mapping, of course, so we're already looking at places that are, away from the larger cities, kind of getting into those areas that are a little tougher to get to. Maybe you're gonna have to get creative, use, different, maybe multiple different ways of getting to them. Maybe you're gonna have to boat in, and then you're gonna have to walk a certain amount of, miles or whatever. Or, I've done this before. You take a John boat in with a kayak because you're gonna hit a smaller water source that you can break off the main water source and then go down that a ways.
Typically, I just look for what's the hardest access, I guess. Pay attention to where everyone else might be going. I typically look at areas or topography outside of what the standard guy might look at, your typical features that guys like to focus on. I sometimes stay away from those areas.
I guess apply a little bit of what I know down here, which is find a hot acorn tree. I guess the acorn's dropping now. I don't really see too many crop fields or ag fields around there, so ain't no use to really thinking about that too much.
Learn as much as possible, right? I'm learning as many things out of these guys as I can. So for me, I've never claimed to be the best deer hunter, but these guys are way better than I am, so I'm looking forward to learning as much as I can.
I think I'm gonna do something totally different than I would do. Throw it all out the window, boys, and just start from scratch. I'm gonna be like a rookie. Field edges, roadsides. I mean, I'll be in a little ditch right next to the interstate. Everybody be waving at me. I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. Well, the first 3 days it's gonna be over 60 degrees. So I'm gonna scout like crazy the first 3 days when it's warm. The coolest part of the day is in the morning, so I might sit in the morning for just maybe 2-3 hours. Probably just 2, and then I'll get down and scout the rest of the day. And then I'll circle back or something to go set up for the evening hunt, but I'm mainly gonna scout. Like, I really believe you should scout a lot more than you hunt.
Scout, find the hottest sign, and set up on it.
So I brought my John boat with me, and 100% covering a lot of ground the first few days, finding a handful of spots that could facilitate good rut traffic or good pre-rut traffic in terms of scent checking scrapes, and even hot food sources could still be key for me. Gonna use the boat to my advantage to just cover a lot of ground really, really quickly, and have a handful of spots for various winds and various pressure conditions that I can jump into really quick or bounce and move to another spot if needed.
So this is a competition. Everything we do, we like to make it a competition. So here's how it works for the hunting camp version of the Tagged Out Tour. You get 50 points for every deer you get down. Whether it's a booner or it's a doe, you get 50 points. Then you get points for each antler, for the measurement of antlers, like Pope and Young or Boone and Crockett score. We're just gonna do gross measurement. So if it's a 145-inch buck, we're not doing any deductions or anything like that. Whatever that deer grows, he's getting credit for that. So you add your 50 points for the deer, plus their antler score, and then we've got a few different categories of the way in which you can earn points for your team, because it is a team-based competition. So the camera guys are gonna get together and judge the footage. and award points based on footage. So if the hunter did a really good job of catching the shot on camera, they're gonna get max points. If they didn't, if they kind of slacked off or they didn't pay attention to their camera angles, then they're not gonna get as many points. So everything matters. You gotta kill a deer. A big deer really helps. And then we've also got some flex points for if you do creative access, or you do a really good job of kind of calling your shot, or finding a very specific set of circumstances and then capitalizing on it. We're gonna be able to award some flex points for that type of scenario. But at the end of the day, it's a 4-man team. Team captains are Greg, Ernie, and Carl, and we're gonna see who can get the most points at the end of the week. I am not worried about the other team captains. I have many plans in place for cheating.
I'd say Greg's great coming out of the gate, but not much for stamina.
Ernie, he sucks. He can't hunt. He's garbage.
I'm gonna say Greg he'll go really strong for about 2.5 days, and then the sleep-ins will start. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be out there at 10. You know, they're not gonna start moving around till 10, and then he might show up for the evening hunt, maybe.
Carl, he's got a longbow. I mean, the guy's an idiot. He's wearing flannels, so he's stupid. So, not worried at all about Team Ernie or Team Carl.
Greg likes to eat, in case, I don't know if you noticed or not, so he doesn't miss many meals. So I actually think I could sabotage him. I could have biscuits and gravy made. I get it before him every morning. So I could actually have like biscuits and gravy made every morning for him, and he ain't going anywhere. He just wants to sit and eat.
Stay tuned for next week as we hit the ground running in Indiana with multiple buck encounters, a surprise guest, and arrows unleashed on the first night.
Wild, dude. Wild.
You do not want to miss it.